Hello everyone! In this video I want to show you step by step how to build this amazing two-tier shelf. The results are incredible. Stay tuned for the end of the video. The first thing we will work on is a 3D model of this design via craftyamigo.com. Here you'll be able to modify and visualize the credenza according to your own needs. You can access the link to this specific wooden project in the description. We'll also be leaning on this list of parts, with this being the hardest part of the project. This will help you make the right cuts for each piece of this project. For this exciting project, we've decided on using 10-inch boards and 2x2-inch profiles, all made with the highest quality pine. The initial stage of this fascinating project involves marking the cutting lines on the lumber. You should double check your list of parts since that will be your guide at this stage. Once you've traced these lines with great precision, it's time to use your electric handsaw. I invite you to approach this step with caution and meticulousness, since precision is key to success. Make sure your environment is safe and peaceful during this process. Also, your safety at all times is a priority. That being said, make sure to protect your eyes and hands during the cutting process with appropriate safety equipment. This way, you'll be able to enjoy every creative step of this project with peace of mind and confidence. Once you have all your lumber perfectly cut and organized, the most fun stage of the process is next, assembling the pieces together. Let's dig into this interesting step of the process, which even though it's simple, requires your attention to detail. The initial stage will require the assembling of two frames that will be the main structure. First, we will build a base for a solid mounting. You must mark the exact points of the guide with a drill. The right selection of the bits is fundamental, since it will facilitate the entry of the screws and their firmness. Now, let's talk about frames. Imagine you're building the backbone of your project. Each frame will consist of two 2x2-inch profiles with a length of 50 inch, as well as two intermediate profiles that will be also 2x2-inch, but with a 11-inch length. These will play a vital role in the weight distribution and stability of the credenza. These frames will be a solid base to support the shelves that we will assemble in the future. Remember that patience and precision can be your best allies. For this part of the assembly, we are using 2.5-inch screws. Once you finish assembling each piece, this is what the finished frames look like. The next step will be assembling the frames for each shelf. These are made out of 10 boards with a length of 40 inch and 2 boards of 10 inch with a length of 10 inch. We will start by drilling the guides for the screws, which will lean on the 2-inch wood screws. This part of the process requires patience and precision, so take your time. Once you've finished drilling each guide, screw each element into its place. For this step, we recommend you have 2 drills, one to mark the guides and another one to screw the screws in. In this step, you'll start to see the credenza appearing before your eyes. So, enjoy every step of the process. To finish this first frame, we will nail a 12-inch board with a 40-inch length. For this step, we are leaning on 2-inch nails that you'll place strategically. If the board exceeds the frame, you can remove the surplus with your handsaw. The process is the same for the next frame. We will mark the board where each screw will be placed. We'll then drill the guides with 2.5-inch screws, then place each screw in its place. And last but not least, we will nail our 12-inch board to create our frame background. Remember that if you have any doubts during the process, you can rely on the 3D model. This will help us avoid getting lost in the process of each piece. Overall, remember this is not a race. Patience and precision are key, so take whatever time you may need. Make sure all the marks and screws are in the right place. This is like putting together a puzzle. Each piece is essential to the whole project. Once you're finished assembling the last shelf, we will now move on to placing them into the frames we did at the beginning. Each shelf will be fixed to the frame's lateral position with 2.5-inch screws. The assembly order is very simple. We will start with the superior shelf and then move on to the inferior shelf. Both shelves must be fixed onto the rigid frames on the top and bottom of the shelf. By doing this, we are almost done with our credenza. We're just missing out on fixing the inferior shelf on the right rigid frame as well. And with the last drill of the last screw set, our 2-tier credenza is ready. How do you feel about this project? Did you enjoy each step of the process? We really enjoyed it. The final result was incredible. If you want to make your own 2-tier credenza, visit craftyamigo.com. Here, you'll find step-by-step guides to this project and many others, as well as a 3D modeling tool and list of parts. Thank you for watching this video.